What is going on, guys? We are live, and welcome to my review for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a look and break down everything that took place on the February 20th, 2017 edition of Raw. So if you're just tuning in to watch the live stream, thanks for watching, and be sure to leave all of your comments in the live chat. I have it open there. Look forward to hearing what you guys thought of Raw tonight. And there was some stuff that I did like on the show, but there was also some stuff that I didn't like on the show. And the way that it's going to go now, the stuff that I didn't like on this show, I wrote down. And you know what I wrote it down on? I have it right here in front of me. Wrote it down on the list of Daniel. So we will be going over what I did not like on this show. But yeah, I thought overall just an average episode of Raw. With some good and then some just ugh, which once again clearly illustrates why this show does not need to be 3 hours, because if it wasn't 3 hours, then it would have been a lot better, trust me. But we'll get into that. But Raw tonight was live from Los Angeles, California. Good crowd, I have to say. And thanks for coming in to watch, guys, live. Like I said, live chat is open. Be sure to leave your comments and what have you in the live chat. So get that going as well. But Raw kicked off the air here with Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion. The spotlight was literally on KO. And I love this segment. To me, this was one of the best segments that we've gotten out of Kevin Owens since he's debuted on the main roster for over 2 years now, which is hard to believe. We're coming up on 2 years of Kevin Owens being on the main roster. But this was a malicious, a vicious, a cold, calculating Kevin Owens that I thought this segment wonderfully executed and got across. He kind of brushed aside. He didn't even want to talk about Jericho, really. He said, I did what I had to do, and pretty much I'm going into Fastlane as a calculating, as a smart, intelligent man, and, he will survive Goldberg, he says. And he said, Bill, doesn't matter what you say, your little fairy tale, you think you're a superhero, you think you're going to beat me. You're going to beat me for the Universal Championship. That just simply ain't going to happen. And Owens looked directly into the camera. I just love the lighting of this segment. It was different. We need more of this on this show. This show could certainly use different. But all I can say is this was great. Like I said, really got me excited for Goldberg and Owens in 2 weeks. And it also got me excited for the eventual return of Chris Jericho, who I don't think we'll see next week, but could possibly show up at Fastlane and play some type of role in that championship match. So we'll see where that goes, guys. But I love this. I fucking love this. This is the Kevin Owens that we should have been getting for months now. If you booked him this way throughout his entire Universal Championship reign, it would have been awesome. But it's kind of like they waited until he's probably going to lose the championship at Fastlane, and that's my gripe, my only gripe with this. But outstanding stuff from Kevin Owens. And this was a great way to certainly kick off Monday Night Raw tonight. We then had a Raw Tag Team number 1 contenders match between Sheamus and Cesaro versus Enzo and Big Cass. The winning team would face Anderson and Gallows for the Tag Team Championships at Fastlane. Thought it was a good, solid match, well worked. Cesaro looked pretty good running around, delivering uppercuts. Cesaro's just a fucking beast. He's awesome. Great, tremendous technical wrestler. And, he displayed that charisma that I know he has, that Vince says he doesn't have. But I love the way that he was mocking Enzo and whatnot. But I was happy to see Enzo and Big Cass here walk out with the win, and they finally get their long overdue shots for those Raw Tag Team Championships. I can't tell you the last time when Enzo and Cass had a Raw Tag Team Championship opportunity. But Enzo and Cass got the win after, I think it was Big Cass. He backbody dropped Cesaro, and Cesaro attempted to hit a European uppercut. Enzo hopped up on Cesaro's back. Cass hit the side effect for the win. So just like that, Enzo and Cass get the win. Afterwards, Sheamus hit what was a sick-looking bro kick on Enzo Amore. It looked like he really clipped him nicely in the face. So I hope Enzo's all right. But we have the match of Anderson and Gallows versus Enzo and Big Cass. Now, I would personally save Enzo and Big Cass winning the Tag Team Championships for the grand stage of them all, WrestleMania. You'd only be what? We're only 6 weeks away from WrestleMania, so why not hold off onto it till then? We'll have to see what direction they go in. But yeah, I just really would like to see Enzo and Cass eventually, whether it's at Fastlane or WrestleMania, hold those tag team championships. Like I said, a move that is long overdue. So good match. Enzo and Cass won. Nothing really more to say about that. We had Mick Foley tell Kevin Owens that you're going to have a match later on in the night against Sami Zayn. And we'll get into that later. And Owens he just wasn't having any of this. He says, Foley, if you ain't careful, he's going to end up with more superstars on the injured list than in the locker room. See, now that is the Kevin Owens that we should have been getting. Cold, calculating, psychopath, in it for himself and nobody else. That's it. We then had Roman Reigns, the big guy, the top heel on Monday Night Raw, based on his reactions. And really, if you look at it, based on the way they booked this guy, it's confusing. He's supposed to be a babyface, but then the stuff I'm seeing him do, to me, connect him as a heel. We'll get into that. But this leads to Anderson and Gallows coming in. They say, we have unfinished business, Roman. I'm like, yeah, you really want to get beat by Roman Reigns? I know last week there was the disqualification, but I'm like, oh, God, are they going to feed? Reigns is getting pretty hungry, They're probably going to feed him the tag team champions. So this led to Reigns taking on Anderson and Gallows in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Mick Foley was going to be like, do you want a partner? I'm like thinking, oh, partner, maybe The Rock. Like, it's a long shot, but he was in the building tonight. Didn't make an appearance live on TV. He did before Raw, but no Rock. And this was just stupid. This was pointless. And that is why, here it is right here. You can see it in the camera. Let me make sure I focus it. Where is it? See it right there? Roman Reigns in the club. You made the list. You know why? Because we saw the match last week, and I didn't care last week. You really think I'm going to care this week? Especially when the same thing pretty much happened. I mean, it was dumb. It was stupid. And Reigns picks up a chair and hits Anderson with it, and there was a nice-looking spear when Anderson jumped off the top rope, but that was about it for that match. So disqualification, nobody wins, nobody loses, and I don't care. But let me go back before this. There was supposed to be a scheduled cruiserweight match between the Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa. Match never got underway. Kendrick blindsided Tozawa, locked in the captain's hook, and just left Tozawa laying. Afterwards, Kendrick said Tozawa had no right to throw Kendrick's offer to mentor him back in his face, and Tozawa's first lesson is respect. So I'm really interested in a feud between the Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa. I think it would be a good introductory feud to help establish Tozawa. I already feel like he's getting some love from the audience. They seem to be gravitating towards his call it tribal scream almost, and he's getting a reaction, just more so than most of the other cruiserweights could say. So I'm interested in seeing in what they do between a feud between the Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa. So jumping out of place here, but I just wanted to get my thoughts in on that before we go ahead. This second hour was just pretty brutal, and we're gonna have to talk about this. And this made my list tonight. New Day versus Rusev and Jinder. I just don't care. Here's the proof. It's on the list. Oh, New Day. New Day's hosting WrestleMania, by the way. Cool. That works for me. I have nothing really to say about this, but this was just about ice cream bars and their YouTube channel and blueprints for the ice cream machine. And Lana looked good tonight. That was good. But Rusev and Jinder Mahal, just why are you doing this to Rusev? And why have New Day gone from being the New Day to, in my opinion, the directionless day? Because outside of hosting WrestleMania, these guys have had no direction. They were your longest reigning tag team champions, and we have them talking about ice cream bars, which CM Punk couldn't get, so the New Day ain't going to get it. But Hunter, I agree in the live chat, there should be a heel turn at WrestleMania. That's what I'm calling for, a huge Shield-like swerve. It's time to split the New Day up because obviously this company has no idea what to do with them now. So if you're not going to do anything with them, you got three talented guys that you could sprinkle throughout your roster. Kofi could be, if if given the opportunity, I'd like to see how far he goes, but he could at least be a good mid-card act. Xavier, you could put him into the cruiserweight division, I feel. Be a good body there. And Big E, I see the big potential in. He would be the one I'd go with the heel turn for the New Day. But they had this match, and who won? The New Day won, and yeah, I don't care. So, yeah, you could obviously tell my interest was waning in the show around this point. But it picked back up. I like this Cruiserweight Championship contract signing with tea and crumpets, courtesy of the gentleman Jack Gallagher. Austin Aries was out there and officiating the contract signing between him and Neville. Jack signed the contract. Neville tried to leave, but Jack said, come back in the ring, and we're just offer you some tea and crumpets. Tea and biscuits, as he said. And a light tea and biscuits chant broke out, which is awesome, although I would prefer biscuits and coffee. Not really a tea guy, but, British people love tea, so you know what? Good for them. But Jack Gallagher, if you want me to talk in a British accent for this segment, I can bloody well do that. But Jack Gallagher, he's a British man. He likes his tea. He likes his crumpets. And he pretty much said to Neville, what happened to you, Neville? You used to be loved by the crowd. People used to love you. And now you just become a king. You think you rule the world. But, when in actuality, it's all going right to your head. And I'll stop with the crappy British accent. But Neville pretty much wasn't having any of this. He got right up in Gallagher's face. He says, you are a British stereotype. You like tea, you like crumpets. You're such a gentleman. You dress up in your stupid little suits. But Neville's killing it as a heel right now. I love heel Neville. He pretty much says, I represent what, England, Britain is really like. We're rough around the edges. We're rugged. We're nasty. You're just some stereotype. You don't really exist. And Neville tried to go after Gallagher. Gallagher was able to get in a couple I believe he got a headbutt in on Neville. And as Neville tried to get back in the ring, Gallagher put the umbrella up to Neville's throat, and Neville backed away. So I like this segment, and I really look forward to their match. Fastlane. If they give these guys time and allow them to tell us, have a good match, tell a good story in the ring, it could be a really good match at Fastlane. So looking forward to Neville versus Jack Gallagher. The Cruiserweight Championship. We had Nia Jax squash a local jobber. She tossed her over, hit the Samoan drop, and that's pretty much all we have to say about that. Now, Nia says, talking about Bayley's controversial title win, she says the only controversy is the fact that she hasn't had an opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship. So obviously alluding to the fact that we will be getting, most likely, as the rumors say, a fatal four-way match for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, and I'd be okay with that. I think it'd be a really good fatal four-way match. And this in-ring segment next will segue nicely because this goes into Bayley coming out, celebrating her huge championship victory last week on Raw. It was a great moment for Bayley. It was great to see her finally win the Raw Women's Championship. Wish it was at WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but we'll see where they go with this story. She talked about dreaming big, about being a WWE superstar, about, doing, her best at all possible and how she did it. And, Charlotte's trying to make excuses for her loss and whatnot. And then Stephanie comes out and I'm like, oh, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, please do not just have Bayley go, okay, you're right. Here, it was controversial. Take the title back, because that would have just made Bayley look like a stupid idiot. And I would have had to, I never thought I'd say it, I would have had to have put Bayley on the list of Jericho. And we never want to put Bayley on. Stephanie, she's on this list. Or she went on this list day one. So don't you worry. But Stephanie's like, you got to give me the belt. You got to give me the belt. Give it up, Bayley. Give it up. You know it. Your victory was controversial. You did not deserve to win that title. And I'm like saying, no, Bayley, no, do not give up that championship, Stephanie. Sasha Banks comes out and she pretty much backs Bayley up. She says she earned it. And she doesn't have to give the belt up to you just because you say so. And, Bayley says, no, hell no, I ain't giving up my championship that I won. And I'm like, thank God. I was like, are they just going to have her hold the title for a week and then give it back to Charlotte? But Charlotte says, of course, she knew this was coming. She's going to have a rematch. The rematch clause is happening at Fastlane. It'll be Charlotte, most likely winning, versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. And Eventually, this led to Charlotte challenging Sasha because Banks said she's 100%. She wants to take on Charlotte. Kind of roll my eyes here. I'm like, it's only been 2 fucking months. And I had to do it. I had to put Sasha versus Charlotte on the list because it's like, could we have not have waited at least 6 months or more for another match between these two? I can't wait for the draft. So we get these two on separate rosters. So, I mean, they've had great matches. They really have had great matches. But when you see something, ready? Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. See what I'm doing? And over and over and over and over. You get sick of it. No matter how good it is, it's just like, enough. I need a break. I need a breather. So they had a good match tonight. I'll say I just couldn't invest, myself into it that much. But Mike, like you said in the live chat, I do agree. The heel turn for Sasha Banks is coming. That is something interesting. It could certainly shake up the women's division, which desperately needs it on Raw and also needs depth as well. But that's another issue. But I look forward to seeing what Sasha's involvement may be at the upcoming Fastlane pay-per-view. And that may be a way to get the heel turn to happen. Sasha may cost Bayley the championship. We don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the segment, which I thought was really good. And the match, it was good. It's just I've seen it too many times to really get myself to care about Charlotte versus Sasha. We then had DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the legend from WCW, one of the all-time greats, is going into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2017. It's already shaping up to be a stacked 2017 Hall of Fame. Cannot wait for the Hall of Fame. It's always one of my favorite events to watch. WrestleMania weekend. We got Kurt Angle. We got the Rock and Roll Express. We got Teddy Long. We got DDP. That's great candidates going into the Hall of Fame this year, and headlined by, of course, Kurt Angle, like I said. So look forward to the Friday, the weekend of WrestleMania. DDP takes his long-awaited place in the WWE Hall of Fame. We then had what I thought, I like this. We had what was supposed to be a scheduled not a championship match, straight up singles match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But before the match could even begin, Samoa Joe comes down. He beats the holy hell out of Sami Zayn, leaves him lying. And, Zayn tries to fight. He tries to continue on in this match, but the match gets going. But Owens is really able to defeat him in such quick and easy fashion. Multiple clotheslines, cannonball after cannonball on Sami Zayn, and pop-up powerbomb for the win. I thought this was really effective. It made Samoa Joe look like a badass, made Sami Zayn look like even more of an underdog, and it once again reiterated, this is how you should have booked Kevin Owens from the start, you stupid idiots. You stupid idiots! But I was hoping for Jericho to come out here, maybe, but they'll save that, and when Jericho comes back, it'll be a great moment. I really will. We then had Stephanie McMahon emasculate Mick Foley, and Mick actually stood up for himself. Wow. And Stephanie said, what'd she say? Don't watch out for that cord on the floor. She wouldn't want Foley to have an accident. So we know what's coming. We know what's going to happen. Stephanie, just get it over with. Fire Mick. Please. Just spare us the emasculation for week after week after week. How about Kurt Angle as the GM of Raw? What do you guys think about that? I would love to see Kurt Angle as the GM of Raw and have Stephanie go into like a hibernation state. Put her in that thing where you freeze your head, and what's that called? Cyber? I don't know. It's can't think of the word right now. But just get rid of Steph and just have Kurt Angle run Raw. My God, would that make a breath of fresh air, a fresh authority figure? Because Foley, he's great. I love Mick, but it's not working. It's not working. Just ain't. We then had, I like this sit-down interview with Michael Cole, interviewing Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman pretty much called out Michael Cole as a punk. You need to watch your tone. And Lesnar pretty much stood up. Cole ran away like a little bitch. And Brock Lesnar sat down and stared at the camera. I actually thought it was kind of funny with just the face that Brock was making at the camera. I was like, it was a little awkward here. Brock's just staring at me through my television the entire time as Heyman was talking. But Heyman pretty much said that Owens may think, after the Beetle brute down on Chris Jericho, that you're one of the most violent champions in history. Lesnar disagrees. Some say if Goldberg takes Owens lightly at Fastlane, Owens may shock the world. Brock Lesnar disagrees. Heyman says he thinks Owens is prepared to challenge Goldberg at Fastlane and may win. Lesnar disagrees. If Goldberg hits a spear and jackhammer, Goldberg will walk into WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. Lesnar agrees with that. The Universal title will be one more thing that Lesnar will take from Goldberg at WrestleMania. So great words from Paul Heyman. I mean, it's Paul Heyman. How can you not love him? Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, great combo. Can never go wrong with them, except for that god-awful promo in Minneapolis. But we're not going to talk about that. No, we're not, because I know Mike's going to get pissed if I talk about that awful segment, which I believe was his worst segment of the year last year. So we'll just leave it at that. We then had what I thought was a solid main event between, believe it or not, Big Show versus Braun Strowman. These guys went out there and they had a good big man's match. It was well worked. There was one spot where I was fearful, where I thought maybe Big Show wouldn't be able to, or Strowman wouldn't be able to get Big Show up. It looked like there was a botch in there, but there was just some good action, some good near falls. Big Show was able to get chokeslam in, pick Strowman up. Strowman was able to pick Big Show up for the running power slam. That was very impressive. And, for a match that I didn't really have that much expectations going into, like I said, I thought the effort was well there. Big Show looked some of the best shape that I've seen him in his entire career. He has really slimmed down, and kudos to him. He really worked well in that ring with Braun Strowman. And I know these two had a match, was it a year ago? And it was around the same time, I believe. I don't think it was the same week. Maybe it was. I don't know. I know it was in February of last year, and I hated that match, but this was a good match. Good near falls, good work effort. Just the guy, Strowman looked like a beast coming out of it, which is always great. We had Reigns come down, trying, of course, heel would do. You wait till your opponent's completely out of gas. Idiots, the way they book him. I mean, it's like, is this guy a heel or a babyface? Because the heel would come down at the end and then attack the babyface when he's completely gassed. Whatever, though. But Reigns tried to lay out Strowman, but Strowman was actually able to lay out Roman Reigns to end Raw. So that was nice to see. Strowman standing tall. And that's how we closed out Raw this week. So, yeah, I'd have to say average show. I thought it was good. It could have been better. Could have been worse. But there was stuff I liked on the show. And there was stuff that I didn't like. But I left coming out of this show feeling good. Because that last hour I thought was good. First hour, actually, I thought was enjoyable. It's that second hour that just kind of, crap the pants, shit the bed. But otherwise, for my grade for Raw this week, I'll give it a C+, a strong C+ for Raw this week. We'll see where they go next week. We got Rollins and Goldberg advertised. I definitely look forward to that as the road to Fastlane and WrestleMania 33 continues. So, guys, that is it for my live Raw review. I want to say thank you to all three of you tuned in to watch this live. And remember, when this video is posted, you can leave your comments down below. Remember to please click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And be on the lookout for me in my next video. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching this live Raw review. I and the list are out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget it. See you guys.